Hi Year 4 and welcome to Tuesday's reading session. As usual, a Tuesday is all about vocabulary. So looking back at the text again, I've highlighted some vocabulary that it's really worth us looking at and looking into deeper, as well as some words that I'm just going to explain as we read through. Okay, so guided by mousetrap on my shoulder. Guided, that word, what does it mean, guided by mousetrap on my shoulder? Well, let's have a look at the word guided. So here, guide, to guide is a verb, so it's telling us an action, something that's happening. So guiding somebody shows or indicates the way to someone. So it's leading the way, showing the way, steering the way. The opposite to that is following. So if you follow, you're not guiding, you're following the guide. Okay, so if we look back at the text now, guided by mousetrap on my shoulder, so led by mousetrap on, we know this is Yanka now, on Yanka's shoulder. I led the way, attempting to clear a path for Yuri, who keeps getting tangled in knotted shoots. So tangled. What does it mean by getting tangled in the knotted shoots? Okay, so let's have a little look at that. Okay, so a tangle is when something gets caught and entwined. So it's twisted together in a confused mass. And here's a picture here of some thorny briars and thorny bushes that Yuri was getting tangled up in and stuck in this mess of thorns. So hopefully that describes that a little bit better. Though my muscles are working hard, I'm ice cold. The forest here feels hostile. So what is that? What feeling is that for the forest to feel hostile? Like it's trying to block our path. Well, we've got a bit of an idea there. If something is trying to block your path, it's not helping you. So the word hostile is going to be quite a negative word. It's not helping if it's hostile. So if I scroll down, hostile. Hostile is an adjective, so it's describing and it shows a feeling of opposition or dislike, unfriendly. So some synonyms are aggressive, antagonistic, bitter, malevolent, malicious, vicious. So if you think about hostile forest, it's going to look like this. It's not helping you. There's things in the way. It's stopping you. Okay. So the forest here feels hostile. You know what that means now, like it's trying to block our path. Finally, despite means even though. The wind pushing us back, yellow light glows through. So glow, what does that mean? And we've looked at that word before, so let's look at it in a bit more detail. The word glow means to give out a steady light without a flame, or have an intense colour or a slight shine. So we've got words like gleam, glimmer, flicker, smoulder. That's the kind of light that's coming through. Yellow light glows through a snarl of spiky branches ahead. So what is a snarl of spiky branches? Well, snarl means is used as a noun there, so it's an actual thing. Snarl is a knot or a tangle. So if we go back, the snarl of spiky branches, it's a tangle. Again, it's just another way of saying tangled here. A tangle or a knot of spiky branches ahead. I squeeze between two gnarled old tree trunks. Gnarled, let's have a look at the word gnarled. So gnarled is an adjective. It's describing the tree trunks and it means knobbly, rough, twisted, especially with age. So I've got a picture here of a tree and this is gnarled. You can see it's twisted and it's knobbly and rough. Loads of different synonyms here: contorted, bumpy, crooked, bent, twisted, knotty. Loads of words, different synonyms there for gnarled. Okay. Ooh. And finally, Stop. The mousetrap grabs my ear and his sharp claws pierce my skin. So what is that piercing of the skin? If we scroll down here, so pierce is a verb. This is mousetrap. So mousetrap is a weasel. And this is a picture of a weasel here, and a weasel's sharp teeth, and you can see the sharp claws. So Mousetrap, who is on Yanka's shoulder, is now piercing her shoulder with his claws. So pierce means to make a hole in something, to penetrate or puncture it, perforate it. So it's stabbing in, the claws are stabbing in. There's a reason why Mousetrap feels like that. I think he feels quite fearful. If we look back at the text, it says that Mousetrap sniffs the air and he can smell bones, and his claws dig deeper in when he says, you don't understand, and you can feel the tension there because the smell that Mousetrap smells is human bones. So with this vocabulary, what I'd like you to do, either having guide, tangle, hostile, glow, snarl, or gnarled, or pierce, choose one of those words that you like best, that you think, I would use that word again in my writing. And what I'd like you to do, so for example, if I chose tangle, have a look for some synonyms, so some words that are similar to tangle, that mean the same thing. So if we look through, we've got a knot, a muddle, a twist. Okay, so I might put knot, muddle, and those would be some synonyms for the word tangle. Now, an antonym is the opposite. So trying to think of some words that are the opposite to tangle. Well, the opposite is untangle, unravel. So I'm going to use unravel because that's the opposite meaning. Okay, what I want you to then do is, if you'd like to, you can do a 20-second picture. So you can draw a picture of these tangle of thorny branches. So I might do them twisting around like this, and then draw the thorns on them to show this tangle, this knot of thorny branches. Your 20-second sketch will be way better than mine, but that gives you an idea. Okay, next job, write the word in your own definition. So what does tangle mean? So tangle means a muddle, I'm going to use, of thorny branches. Oops. Thorny branches together. So that's my definition. And then your final job will be to use the word, either tangle, or you can use one of your synonyms in a sentence. And so my sentence is going to be mousetrap got caught in a tangle of thorny branches. And there's my sentence done. Okay, so for whichever word that you choose to use, find some synonyms for that word, antonyms if you can, draw me a 20-second sketch, write your definition for that word, and use it in a sentence. There's a great web page here called vocabulary.com, which is a dictionary. I'll show you it now. So it's here, and if you put the word in here, so if I put tangle into here and press enter, then it gives you loads of information then about that word. So the word tangle is likely to have originated from a Scandinavian source. Tagla in Swedish dialect means disarrange. Tangle can also be used as a verb. You may tangle your hair as a fashion statement, but then it hurts to comb it out. As a noun, tangle can refer to an argument or a fight between two people. If you're really feisty, people might be warned away from getting into a tangle with you. Loads of interesting facts there and more definitions about the word tangle. Okay, so it's a great website to use this, vocabulary.com/dictionary, and you can put your word into there and get loads of information about it. Well, I hope you enjoy that, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Bye.